right. Um, the audio interface. I have an audio interface. It's just two channel, but it's simplified. No mixer, no mixing, no 4 or 5 different audio volume controls and all that shit. Um, but I gifted you the 4 channel. But if you want, I could give you uh, the audio interface instead. It's a bit of a simpler setup. So, but I'll let you pick if you want. If you think the idea of an audio interface is better, I'll send you the audio interface instead. All right. So you usually get one big bad winter storm in March. Okay. Yeah. Usually by March here we're just about done. Although we have gotten 20 inches in the beginning of April, but usually by March we're done. Uh, so weird that your channel keeps getting singled out. It's not really about getting singled out. It's what I'm doing, and the whole new thing of the way that they control the music as well as video. In the past, it was just really video and certain music, and but now they have it set up so that all the music worldwide is they have a database or an access to a database of every copyright holder. So as soon as you post anything with even with more, especially more than one song, you're going to get hammered with copyrights. That seems to be what's going on. But the other part of this is that people who own a copyright or they have the power of the copyright holder for whatever reason, they can do this stuff blindly and nothing ever affects them. Whether they can treat you like garbage as a creator and be totally wrong, but they will never get in trouble for it. So it's very easy for them to sit there and blindly just hit everybody with copyright strikes and blocking them and all the whole gambit. And they don't have to worry about getting punished. I do, right? I got to worry about getting a copyright strike. And now with the way that they're dealing with music, I can get 3 copyright strikes on one video. Right? If I do a reaction like Crossroads, Crossroads has all these different pieces of music in there, and some of them are created for the movie and are copyrighted for that reason, and others are actual owned pieces of music, so they get copyrights for multiple reasons. And then so it's a problem, So I got to do different types of reactions. I'm looking at other channels and seeing what they're doing that isn't music or video movie reactions, that kind of stuff, and as an alternative, and to give me ideas of what I could do in the guitar niche that's similar. Um, well, let's put it this way, Snug. As far as the interface goes, it's plug and play. With a mixer, now you're getting into uh, audio adjustability, a level of audio customizability and adjustability that is not necessarily easy at first, right? Everything's got its own volume control, and you got to remember to have this one up to this level. You got to, you know what I mean? There's a little bit of a learning curve. It's not a lot, but there's benefits. JMK, what's going on, buddy? So, I forgot what I was talking. Now I forgot my place and what I was just saying, and because I was just reading your next thing. So, what's the goal of doing that? You talking about the copyright holders? The copyright holders just want to. They think they want to take your money, right? Because if you're making money on it, they want it. So sometimes they won't block you or copyright strike you. They'll let you run the video for the views, and they keep the money, and that's wrong too, right? And this is all this is while you're doing things, or I'm doing things that are actually legal, right? So because everything I do in a reaction video is legal, I have it's protected by fair use doctrine. So If it's transformative, if you're using it for a new way, uh, and really are using it for a new way, you can't just say, "Hey, I'm doing a reaction," and just sit there and watch it and you go, "What do you think, guys? That's awesome." That's why I have to pause. But anyway, that's another story. So yeah, the copyright holders, they like to take your money or keep you from making money without going to them and saying, "Hey, I want to give you money so I can use your stuff." Right? Classic B, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Thank you, buddy. I really do appreciate you stopping by, man, and hanging out. Thanks for coming. Uh, so, JMK, what's going on, buddy? How's everything today? So, so with everything that's gone on with these reactions, I decided to do a reaction of a Bastard Saints song. Right? I let JMK tell me which one. Right? Because as a lot of us know, um, Bastard Saints is no more. The singer and co-lead guitar player Fernando, and the driving force behind the band, passed away rather recently. So, um, so I made a little tribute to him and put it at the end of the reaction. The reaction is just about done being edited. I have the piece for Fernando that's going on the end of the video. I have that part done. So I don't know if you guys are interested, if you'd like to see it. We give a little moment of respect to someone who passed away unexpectedly. So you guys let me know. I'm going to see what you guys are talking about. Cool. All right. You played a gig last night. That's the new band. What was the name of the new band, JMK? I think you have two bands, right? You're in two bands now? I thought heard you saying something about that on Instagram. Cool. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, JMK. I definitely finished the part for Fernando. You know, as finished as anything is. It's like editing a video is like writing a song. It's never really done, you know? Uh, I think you, I think whenever any video from someone you're subscribed to posts, you get the notifications for it, whether it's a short or not. Snug, because I've had a couple that popped up in my notifications that were from shorts. Right, baked religion. Okay, right. Okay. So, so how do you guys feel about checking out this piece? I downloaded it to my Google Drive so we can go over there and I can do when picture in picture and we can check it out. Uh, It might be. You're talking about the notifications on shorts. It might be. Cool. YouTube is weird too because I'll get a notification on something that was I noticed was already in my feed like 3 hours ago, and I just maybe I haven't even watched it, or maybe I did. I'll get the notification like 3 hours later. What's up, Ball Shredder? How you doing? Oh yeah, you like this? This is a prototype. I'm not going with it, but uh, you know, I'm trying something out. So, what's going on, Shred? How's everything? I missed your show today because I was at work. What happened? What is there a reason why you're doing the Sunday? Yes, TSA. Good to see you, Bolt Shredder. My religion involves getting baked. Yes. Speaking of TSA, my religion involves getting baked too. Notifications, so I'll try and watch. All right. Okay. Maybe. Uh. Yeah. Cool. Shred? You know, I wanted to ask you if you don't mind. Um, T's guitars. Rumor. I've heard a rumor that you've got one, or you're going to review one, or did I miss you reviewing one? Um, or am I just hearing a rumor? Thanks. Well, I'm glad I'm on your list, at least when you're bored, right? So, But all right. So hang on to show off. Well, right now it's not quite done. I'd like to hold off, although I wouldn't mind shipping it out to the ball shredder once it's done. Don't have one yet, but he's supposed to send me one soon. All right. Well, Baldy, have you seen anything on Igor? Because I know you haven't really been hanging around. I don't know that you haven't been hanging around here or seeing anything else. So maybe I should show you. Hold on. Ah, do it like this. So, all right. So it's still a work in progress, but we're giving this guitar away for, well, we're not giving it away, we're auctioning it off for autism in July. And I got a little more work to do. But yeah, let me get a little more distance. All right. TSA, yeah. That's actually not a bad idea if you don't mind, Baldy. A plug for this would be awesome. Yeah, taking inspiration from guess who, and then using a little creative inspiration and autism support symbols, that kind of stuff. It's going to be hot as hell too. It's basically a JB Jazz set with a Texas special in the middle. Okay, that would be awesome, man. I appreciate it because we're trying to get some supporters to help cover some of the cost on this. Uh, so I'm selling shirts and taking donations, that kind of stuff, and in turn, people will be getting their names on the back of the back plate. So they'll be credited on the guitar forever. Uh, oh, you know what? I didn't show you on the guitar. There's one piece that's important. You need to see it up close. I just showed you the back. Geiger. Geiger gave me access to their 3D printing facilities at court. So I had a custom neck plate made. All right. So and Geiger donated the tuners and the string trees, which I have yet to put on the guitar. I got to do a little work on the headstock. Thanks. I'm glad you think so. I want this to be the first of many that we're doing on the channel. Thanks, JMK. I really I just feel bad that I didn't get a whole lot done this week because I got an offer to do my first sponsored video. So well, not sponsored video, but it's a 30-second, what they call a 30-second roll-on segment for one of my next upcoming videos. So I had to work on that, and so there was a lot of I had to like create invoices and have a lot of conversations with people from the company, that kind of stuff. So I didn't get as much stuff done as I thought I would. But yeah, JMK, thanks. It is really coming together. Hopefully this week. I got all the paint I need, and I got the water slide for the headstock. So I'm gonna this week finish it up. Although I'm actually working a lot of hours this week because of the job. But so Yeah, thanks, JMK. It is. It's actually a really cool product too, and it's one of the things I've been working on because I can't kind of wait on it, you know. So, but I was, I guess, I guess to a certain extent it does, right? But don't worry, I'm never going to do anything that wouldn't be good or appropriate or honest. You know what I'm saying? But although I do need to do this kind of thing. If this thing kind of thing can happen to the tune of one a week, um, I could be okay working part time in a union job, like I am, and I do okay. You know, so JMK dispensary. They're not here yet in New York, so maybe one day. I'm working on one. I am working on one from DBG Guitars. There's a custom guitar company out of Massachusetts, and they work with Chris Thompson here on YouTube. So I don't know if you see ever watch him play, but I sent them a proposal because they work a lot with Chris, and so I got to see what's going to happen with that. But that would be awesome. DBG Guitars. So hey, there's only one RJ Shill on this YouTube. That's okay, man. That's okay. I think there's room for one more. Actually, I think Mr. Beast is still the biggest one, right? 'Cause, so yeah, yeah, DBG guitars seem to be like I haven't checked out the website, but my impression is that they're like 1,000 to 2,000, $3,000 like custom shop guitars. So I might actually get one in here for review that I ship out to Chris or something like that. So we'll see. But that's definitely something I'm working on. But you know, these things are slow. They're email conversations. So, but yeah. So I'll tell you what. What time is it? Do you want to know who I'm going to be sponsoring? Who's our sponsors going to be? I have this. I have the top chat going here. I have the chat. You want to, but it's for a guitar lesson for the X Men. But if you guys would rather know who the sponsor is, 5 super chats, and I'll do that. I'll let you know who the sponsor is, or we'll do the guitar lesson. It's sweep picking and the X Men '97 theme. Yeah, sorry guys. Let me know if it's too much with the commercials. Okay, I got it set up so that you guys should only get one commercial for the whole time you're here. Right? Not everybody stays around the whole time. So, and I don't. So most people shouldn't even see a commercial. But my regular guys might see one or maybe a second. Okay. So yeah, let me know if it's more than that because if it's too much, I got one last setting and then I'll just shut it off. All right, if it's going to be too much. I haven't had any except when I first clicked on. Okay, that's going to be YouTube, right? Yeah, that's them getting theirs. There should be one every 24 minutes. Yeah, it helps a little bit. I mean, you know, it's pennies, but the more people who are here, the better it is. So we got 8 people in the chat. We're 25 minutes in, and all right. So uh, all right. So let's do this. Let's check out. I'm going to set it up so that we check out my little tribute to Fernando. Shred, thank you, guy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Love you. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Later. All right. So Shred hits up the gives him some hearts. All right, so let's check out the all right, let's check out my tribute to Bastard Saints Fernando Ramirez. Let me set that up. All right, so you guys can see this, right? Lester Mitchell's in the house. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming. How's that new guitar that Shred gave you? So, all right, so here, let's check this out. This is the tribute to Bastard Saints Fernando. So, so that's it. Just a little short thing that's going on the end of my reaction to the Bastard Saints. Is it? Yeah. Well, you guys have been friends for a while. Have you guys known each other off of YouTube? I know you guys must be close, logistically speaking. So, thanks, JMK. Just tried to do something with what I could find. That I was looking for something that was kind of going to be speak to strength. You know what I mean? And that seemed to speak to me. So maybe sometime we'll do something a little bit more elaborate. So really, you guys met through YouTube? Okay. So all right. It seems that it feels like I've seen that happen. It feels like you know, if you're saying it happened on YouTube, I think I've seen that. So because you guys have jammed several times and done other collabs as well. So, but yeah, you know, that's about that was my plans for the day, guys. I had no time to come up with anything else for this video for this show. So, you guys got any ideas? Thanks, Lester. Ah. Yeah, there was there was none of this. So it must have been the mechanics, right? So yeah, that's yeah. All right. All right, smoke break. That's wild, right? That is wild how the small the world really can be sometimes. Yeah. Out here in New York, I live on the smallest borough of New York City, and everybody knows each other. You know, I'm finding that Eddie's tapping is actually some of the easier tapping most of the time. It's the more elaborate, you know, the newer stuff tends to be more elaborate, where you're tapping everything out of a triad or a giant chord. And most of the time, Eddie just kind of laid out his triads on the fretboard, one string. It's great doing, especially doing Eddie, because it looks impressive and everybody has heard it. Here in New York, well, it's not great anymore. Locally here on Staten Island, it's dead. You go to Brooklyn or you go to New Jersey, and Manhattan. You don't play, as far as I understand it, you don't play Manhattan unless you're really going somewhere anymore. The small places that could make you are all gone. You used to have Alphabet City, which is like the Bowery, and all the dive clubs there. You could be anybody and walk in there with a guitar and end up playing and end up working and making money by playing these dives. You know, but those are all gone now. CBGB's is gone. I've played CBGB's a couple of times when I was a kid, and that is the place to play. And it's gone. You had the best sound system in New York City was at CBGB's. The worst toilets in New York City, they were also at CBGB's. So, but man, those were the days. But these days, with all the pay to play that's got to go on now, with everyone's got to have licenses to do covers, and you're in New York, it's a pain in the ass, and it's all pay to play at best. New York, you can have a great time in New York. If you're not from New York, there's a lot to do here. As a New Yorker, I guess I suffer from that, issue of where you live, you know where everything is, so there's no rush to get there. There's no rush to see it. You know what I mean? I used to see the Statue of Liberty every day going from Staten Island to Manhattan when I was younger, and I had a job in Manhattan. So I didn't. It was no big deal for me to go there, right? Because I saw it every day. Same thing with the World Trade Center, and now it's gone. Baby boy, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you. But Lester, with your guitar playing skills, you can make money out here. You can find somebody to play with. But why bother? You're in California. Just hang out in LA for a while. Yeah, ACDC for life. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming. Thanks for saying hi. Appreciate you stopping by. The good old days are definitely a thing of the past. Yeah, Karens take over everything, and it's a little at a time. It's I don't want to use a word like socialist, but it's almost like socialist creep. You know what I mean? It's like motherly creep. Let's put it that way, or some bullshit like that. That's like the small restaurants here. The sketchier it looks, the better the food is going to be. Yeah, sometimes that's true. That we got places like that out here too. You go to places in Brooklyn and Williamsburg, they look like the buildings are condemned, but you get some of the best fusion food you'll ever have. Wow. So where are you in California? I had I had family in I think it's called Vacaville. It's like a mile to Sacramento, and back then it was empty. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, you're right. TSA, I did kind of nail it with the socialist creep, because that's really what it is. It's that woke people creep. They want to control everything, but that whole thing is really socialist creep. You worked in Vacaville? I was only in Vacaville once. I was 11, and there was just a dirt road with a bunch of small houses on it, and most everybody there was former military, including my uncle. And although that's okay, near Modesto. So yeah, so you do have small town itis, I guess, right? You have the issue of being in a small town. I would like to trade places with you. Maybe that's a collab we can do. Okay. Yeah, my local lived in Vacaville. He was a former Air Force colonel, and yeah, he lived out that way. What a teacher. I got to get out to California one day. I'd like to have a few friends in Cali. I want to get out there one day and go to NAM, but I don't want to pay $5,000 to spend a week in California. Getting beat up in. Hey, you're not even kidding. It's gotten bad. When I was a kid, it was technically worse than it is now, but I don't remember the violence that we're having now. When I was a kid, there were 3,000 murders a year in New York, but up to like 10 years ago, maybe 200, 300, tiny numbers. But now, now I hear sirens all day, and people, it's violence all the time, and people are getting murdered all the time. I don't know if you're hearing what's going on in our subway system out in California, but people have been set on fire. People have been electrocuted. People have been pushed in front of the trains, and thankfully, somebody actually survived. It's gotten to a point now where I don't want to go anywhere by train. I need to get upstate and talk to the guys over at T's Guitars. I'm supposed to be going up there soon, but I don't want to take a subway, so I got to figure out how to get there by bus. Yeah, man, I'd love to go. I got to get my passport though. I never got my passport, but yeah, I'd love to go. It's not far off, man. And those old Charles Bronson films were not far off from what it was like back then, too. They definitely dressed it up for Hollywood, but it wasn't far off. Yeah, the mafia did serve a purpose back in the day. You know, they were sometimes back home. They were an insurance policy, a little bit of protection in case somebody came and messed up your house or your business. You paid them a couple of bucks a month so that when you needed them, they'd take care of it for you. You know, so it was like having a bit like having security, but like having a police force. Although if you didn't pay, they'd be the ones roughing up your store. Yeah. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can remember this. Oops, fucked it up. Yeah, that actually is a way to keep business in check. They used to do that back back in the old days, back in the old world. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, but that don't make no sense. So, but yeah, um, you see this sometimes you see this stuff on TV too, like I don't know, Amish Mafia. That was the thing on Discovery Channel like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. They showed you that. Oh yeah, everyone in New York City is a gangster. You want to get ripped off? Leave your car parked somewhere in New York City. I got a ticket one time for being 17 feet 11 inches away from a fire hydrant. I was supposed to be 18 feet away. You're supposed to get a ticket for that, except when I got the ticket was right around the corner from the impound yard. So the guys over there, they don't get cars to drive around and give tickets. They get tow trucks, and they just write you the ticket, put it on the window, which the ticket's like $250, and then they tow you away too, and they tell you just pay the towing fee now, which is another $250, and you get your car back, and then you still got to pay another $250 ticket. That's New York for you. That's what I mean when I say New York is a mobster. So I would pay the mafia to put a bullet in Hochul's head. She's horror. She's a horror. I've been around the world: Sicily, Saudi, Bahrain, Kuwait, Mexico, the Bahamas, and from the northeast of Florida as far west as New Mexico and the Midwest, but never California or Vegas. Baby boy, it sounds like you got to go. You have some fun, that's for sure. Mafia Naples keeps that city running smoothly. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's the truth, definitely. There's a badge. You've got that. Yeah. My grandpa would tell stories about the Pendergast machine in Kansas City delivering coal and groceries to his mom's house right before elections. Mm, not sure you're going with that, Snug. But yeah, New York can be a great place, if especially if you haven't been around like this kind of hustle and bustle. But me, I would trade places with you, Lester. A lot, and you get a lot of sun, very little fucking snow, unless you want to go drive up all the way upstate. And although I couldn't live in California now. Not with that governor you guys got. Yeah, baby boy, your whole life is a story. Nice, nice. Yeah, rode some mini bikes when I was at my cousin's in Vacaville down that way. It's beautiful out there. So the political party in KC was kind of like the mafia back then. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. JMK, Newscomb. Yeah. Such a piece of garbage. He's not even hiding the fact that he's a piece of garbage. He's like, look at me do all this crazy crap that I know everybody else is gonna like throw it back in my face. I'm just a two-bit piece of garbage. And I'm gonna smile. He's the sleaziest person on earth. He's gotta be. He's gotta be the greasiest son of a bitch. Love my little corner here in the swamp. I'll stay put. Yeah, you're way up, right? Up north. I don't want to say Maine. That's way up north. Massachusetts, right? No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm getting you all mixed up. Why am I thinking that? You're in Alabama. I know where you are. I know where you're at. Sounds like good times. You should have pictures. Yeah, I remember that now. I remember that now, TSA. I'm thinking about writing a book called My Adopted Life. Uh, yeah, you know what? That works. That works. You could say that you've had like three lives almost. You know, with what everything you've been through. Lester, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you coming. Please come by again. Take care, man. Cooking. Oh yeah, that's right. So 10:30 here. You're at 7:30. So all right. So nobody wants to know. So nobody wants to know who the sponsor is, huh? You'll just have. I guess you'll just have to be surprised. All right. So that was cool. Lester came by. Bull Shredder came by. Nice. Yeah, yeah. I'm thinking at least you started life one way, ended up on in a situation like today. That's almost like a life right there. A life. And then your heart, that's at least another one, right? So yeah. Just flexing, but I dined with the King of Malaysia. I was one of 100 guests, but still. But still, he probably did that often. I don't think most people who could say they dined with him dined alone with him, right? That's definitely impressive. Were you putting in a tower there too? They invited you to stay. So we're at 47 minutes, guys. So, let me see. I was going to share that with you, but then I was going to share something with you, but then I said, hey, you guys got to pay me, pay me to share. So, Should I tell you guys who the sponsor is? I'm probably going to end up putting this commercial in more than one video. At least that's how I'm feeling in the moment. But do you want to know what it is? Okay, so you were in Malaysia rebuilding the television radio network. All right, cool. And got to eat with the king. I would guess that in Malaysia, being someone who can do that, rebuild a television radio network, would be important enough that the king would be grateful, right? So, what do you say though? Pictures or it never happened? I believe you. So, so, um, so what else are we gonna do, guys? What are we doing? All right. We had to move house over the holidays, kind of short notice. Things are a mess and pretty tight right now. As soon as I can swing it, I'll pay them. Well, that's great. I appreciate that. Send me your address, okay? If you don't mind. If you could just send it to me in an email. Hey, everybody. Hey, sorry about that. I dropped out. I'm back. Yeah, I completely dropped out. I had to come back in. So, yeah, I need all of you guys just send me your information again because I want to make sure that I send them everything to the right place. I've got some of the stuff already wrapped. I need to just need to get to the post office and pay for everything. All right, so everything's gonna get shipped. Everything should get shipped this week. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure where we're going with the. I appreciate that you like my gear reviews, and thank you. I want to keep doing them. Um, I got something planned. It's going to be coming soon, but first I have another project that I got to take care of. I'm looking into getting a Firefly in the house. All right. So does that sound cool? Right now they have some EVH style stuff, and it's like $200. I was like, how can I say no? So I'm just waiting for a final payment on this guy, not this guy, the diamond guitar to come out of my PayPal, and I'm going to order that. Pardon me. All right, and so that's coming. And oh yeah, you guys might be interested to know that I'm getting a green screen. So I don't know how I'm going to use it yet, but things might get a little more entertaining like that with that too. So, but yeah, I'm definitely getting the Firefly in here sometimes really soon. I want to get in here within the next month. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm actually and Guitar Madness is somebody who back in my early days on the internet, he was like a godsend to me because he was the only guy that I found that I could trust who had good pickups I knew were going to be good. I'm starting to find out now that I can find good pickups elsewhere, and sometimes even save more money too. So, like those Fleors, I can't wait to get this guitar wired. I just know they're going to sound great, but we'll find out. But if they do, that's huge. They're $12 a piece, right? And instead of $125 for a JB. Yeah, Fire does something that I think more small guys should do. I think they should really be smart and figure out find the stuff that guitar players want, but they don't want to spend $5,000 for. Right?
That's what they do with a lot of their stuff. No one wants to spend. You don't want to spend 1,500 on EVH. You have options, but the Firefly is probably the best bang for the buck one that you're going to have. Yeah. Okay. I'm with you, JMK. There are some guys here in New York I wouldn't mind hanging out with. Uh, I know Searcher for Tone is. I think he's in Brooklyn, which isn't far from me, but I don't know. I'm making an assumption there. How about to hang with Sean from he's down in Orlando, Florida. Right? You're talking about Scar My Guitar, right? Yeah, he's down in Orlando. I have family in Fort Myers, so when I get down there, I want to plan something. Last time I was down there, my mother had passed away, and it was kind of last minute notice. I did get in touch with him, and he was happy to try and work something out, but to have me come. But it would have been from where my family is to where he is. It would have been like a 2-hour drive, and then I would have had to come back. And then he was also uh, me going there would have been a bit of an imposition because it was last minute. You know what I mean? So it was just better. You know what? No, that's not this. We'll do that another time. Is in Land O'Lakes? My brother is in Land O'Lakes. Oh, he did. Okay. I assumed that he was in Brooklyn because he told me something about his firefighting days, and I assumed that meant where he was as a firefighter would be close to where he lived. And if he's in North Carolina, though, good for him. Honest. Yeah, I've asked Sean a couple of times to do something. I asked him to help me out with this with Igor early on, and he wasn't interested. Yeah, so not that he wasn't. He said not that he said he wasn't interested. I shouldn't say that. He was busy, and it looks like he was because he's got like a whole couple guitar models that have just come out, and all that would have been like right in the time he was like finalizing them and all that. So yeah, makes sense. But eventually, I'm going to get in touch, get to do something with him. But I don't know a lot of guys that are in New York. I'd like to hang out with a couple of people in New York and do something like that. And I would go to guitar stores and do the jam thing, but I don't know that. I, don't know, I find it weird in New York when you go to guitar stores because you tend to there's always this rushed feeling. If you're not, they don't know that you're buying right away. That it's kind of like, well, we don't want you even here. So, but okay, the baritone, yeah. You know what? That bass six model does look pretty cool. I had a bass six for about like 6 months, way back when. Um, Interesting instrument, but very the original one is very 60s ish. I would love to see a modern version of that because I like that idea of being taking a 4-string bass and giving it two more high end strings. Um, Luis Torres is from New York, but okay, truck driver Sean. I'll try and remember these guys and look them up and see what they do. Getting close to an hour, guys. I didn't think we'd make it. Pardon my itch. So, but Fesley's new LP is pretty killer with some new pickups. Yeah, uh, Fesley's are solid guitars right out of the box. They're not going to be anybody's dream guitar right out of the box, but as an all-purpose, like this is your first guitar, it's an excellent source. It's an excellent pick. The necks are a little thin for me because they're modern C's. I'm finding more and more I like a 43 or a 44 millimeter nut width. It allows me to really get my fingers in there and be more accurate. Yeah, I've heard of that. I've heard that Ernie Ball used to make a 30-inch baritone hybrid, and I'd like to find one. The silhouette. Okay, so they should be available at some point. That would be cool. Like tune that E to E, like and gets these days get some good distortion on there, get a good fuzz going. You can have yeah, that would be badass. Because I heard somebody was playing one of those baritones, Firefly baritone with a deep distortion on there, and it sounded awesome, sounded badass. They're making one now too, Ibanez. That one I would look at because I think Ibanez wouldn't do one that's looks like it's from 1960. You know, uh, I would like a modern version of that. Give me something like that with three single coil size humbuckers stacked with all of them tilted with a Strat style bridge angle and just a 6 saddle bridge, nothing fancy, and make them loud. So, but you want to go over there? Why don't we go over there? Why don't we go take a look at Firefly? I'm going to set it up. All right. Let's go over to Guitars Garden. All right. Let's see what they got. Okay. All right. Now you guys should be able to see me. So first, yeah, let me see what we got here. Here we go. Some baby boy. This is what you were talking about. $200. Here you go. Little Zach Wild action. All right. This is what they do that guarantees their guitars move. They make styles that people want but don't want to pay top dollar for. All right. $210 for this camouflage one. All right. Here we go. Here's a nice baritone. $229. 28-inch baritone. There you go. Classic B, these guitars, actually, yes. These guitars would be very good for somebody to learn on. They're relatively inexpensive for guitars. So you're talking about not being sure if you want to commit to a guitar and the expense of everything, this is a good option. They're also excellently put together, and they have, generally speaking, higher end specs than a lot of other entry-level guitars, and they're still competitive at that lower price point. So yes, and Firefly also has this online reputation right now as being like a really cool, really badass brand, because every 6 months or so they'll come out with a new batch of instruments that have different finishes and things like that. They're not committed to by having just, they have a Les Paul, so they have a Les Paul in 9 different colors, and that's it, right? They're not committed to that. If they find out online that a bunch of people are asking for a Zach Wild finish, they're going to come out with a Zach Wild finish, right? And they're going to sell. And as far as, yeah, Baby Boy, yeah, I like that one too. For me, it's got to be, if I'm going to have that one, it's got to be the original. It's got to be the cherry sunburst finish with the ace on the headstock and the lightning bolt inlays. And Classic B, it's like Time Surfing Alien is saying, Firefly, Festly, YV. These are all really good ones as well. With any guitar, when you're buying online or even in the store, you do have to. It's nice to know that there are a few things to be aware of. The frets, the ends of the frets, right? You want to make sure you can do this. If the sides of the frets come through the wood, that's no good because when you're playing, it's going to dig into your hand. So you want to be able to go up and down the fretboard like this, and it should be relative. The neck should be relatively straight. There should be no rust on the strings, things like that. Yeah, but yeah, if you're looking for something cool for somebody, who doesn't want something cool as their first guitar? They always want to emulate somebody. Someone inspired them to play. And so if that happens to be, Zach Wild, you can actually find a Zach Wild style guitar here, and that person has that much more motivation to play from day one. They're going to be that much more motivated. Let's try. Let's go to the Strats because I want to see if they still have it. No, those are sold. So what was I looking at? They might have sold out the one I was looking at. That's the Les Pauls, no, SGs, Tellys. Strats, I don't see. What's this? FSP. That's more. Yeah, it looks like it might be sold out. Oh well. No basses. Couple of acoustics. All right, that's one. What about this one? SGs. Yeah, it's gone. Sold out. I just looked yesterday, and they had it looked like they had a bunch. Oh well. So much for that. That's right. TSA, you have two of them, right? That John 5 from Firefly, that's a badass little guitar. I like that Telly. And well, 338 is a 335, right? I have never handled one, so I would like to see if I could get into it. It's probably output wise, it's probably not for me, but they make great tones. So, all right, so let me get out of here. Stop sharing. All right, over an hour, guys. It's late. I know some of you. It's like you're in a time zone like me. It's after 11 o'clock, so I think we'll call it. All right. So now it's time to say goodbye to all my company. MIC. See you real soon. So, all right. So I've got that reaction coming out. Look for the video that's going to have the sponsorship. I should have the guitar painted by next Sunday. All right. And once the paint's dry and the water slides on, we'll just start posting pictures and shooting videos. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, it is, but it's skinny, right? It's not like it's a big hollow body. It's a low profile guitar. Just that wide body. Fuckey. So, yeah, JMK, if this, I don't expect lots of people to be super interested in a band that they never heard of. And that's fine. But if they happen to enjoy it, I'm going to want to do more of these, all right? So, all right, guys. So thanks for coming. I'm going to end it here. I'll see you guys next Sunday, and keep an eye out for the videos. And till the next one, take it easy. All right, later, guys. Not that. Not that.